Here we are in section 3.3 exercises, part C. We're still reviewing for that exam. Now, 29 through 31 are what we're going to cover here, but note that we're not solving problems that get exact answers. We're trying to walk you through, if you're still struggling, what this means and how you're supposed to handle these portfolio assignments. Notice that we're going to be dealing with the life plan. This is the one where you have guessed what your life may be like in 5 years. So you should have already submitted that in the early weeks of the semester, and now we're returning to it, and you're going to put some more stuff in based on what you have learned now. You've learned some of that savings plan formula and some of those payment formulas. And so here it says find the price, interest rate, and years of a loan for homes in your area. So that's why we can't give you specific numbers here. The prices of homes will vary from all the way across the country and across the world for everyone that's doing this experience, but it's something that is valuable for you to know what that payment might be. So we'll open up a spreadsheet and do this sort of a thing. Let's open one up. And here on this spreadsheet, you may have a whole bunch of things like what your proposed budget will be like in 5 years and other things. So we're going to title a new column and say price of homes. Okay, so let's put down what it says to do. It says to open the spreadsheet, enter the price, then the number of years. That's why years, we'll put that in there. The interest rate, and then use the payment formula, payment over here. So let's do that. So let's say we found the price of the home to be $60,000 or euros or levs or whatever we're using. And we're going to do it over a 30-year loan. And this should be something you can find locally, how much they do, whether it's 15% or whatever. The interest rate, 6.3%. I don't know where or what interest rates might be like in your area, but you can do that. And then the payment formula that we have been practicing this week, you type in equals and then PMT. Yeah, double click that guy and it shows you the different things that you will be able to put in there. So the rate, now remember this is the rate per month. If you're going to be paying on a monthly basis, then you're going to take this rate, go ahead and click on it, divided by 12. That makes it so it's in a monthly rate. The number of periods, now remember number of periods is the number of months if you're doing it by months. So that will be 30 times 12 in this case, 30 times 12. Okay, and then a comma, and it tells us we're now at the principal value, which is this price right over here. Now notice I'm clicking on these numbers. You could enter the numbers into the formula and just have one cell, but watch what I'll be able to do using these formula abilities. And then final value means we're going to pay it off until it's 0. So close the parentheses and hit enter. Now this one turned out to be a red. You'll see it's a negative, meaning negative $371.38. And you can, now that we have entered that formula, you're able to come back here and say, ooh, what if I didn't have a $60,000 loan, but an $80,000 loan? And it automatically changes the payment. If we said, ooh, how much more would I do to shave off half of the interest, half of the years that it would be outstanding? So 15, you type a 15 in there, and look at that. It changes the automatic payment. So then you'd be able to have change these and see what effect that would have on your payment. Good. Number 30, it says using the payment formula in your life plan spreadsheet, find the cost of owning your own transportation. So when we pull up our Excel spreadsheet, we've done homes. Let's do transportation. Now that could be a car, motorcycle, bicycle, moped, cost of buying public transportation fares. I'll do car because that is common in most areas. So if you have, yeah, let's do a car. A price of a car, $3,500 over a 4-year time at a 5% interest rate. These are things that you should find out locally. And then we're going to do the payment. Now I'm going to take this right up here. Since we've already stuck it in up here for these ones, I'm going to do the same thing, Control C and Control V, copy and paste. And it would be an $80 a month payment over 4 years. If you wanted to get it done in 2 years, then you'd be able to change that and it'd be $153 and you'd be done paying off that car. Or if you wanted to buy a much more expensive one, $5,000 or $20,000 car, and it would change automatically there. With these in your life plan, fitted to your circumstances and your abilities and your anticipation, it will give you a much better idea of how to work your monthly budget and make it much more accurate for the plan of your life. And finally, number 31, it says create a visual chart. As a reminder, a visual chart, you're going to take this piece of paper and you're going to divide it up into sections. Now think about what we have learned about information examples relating to linear equations and applications. We have the 3-step process that will solve any of your linear equations. That should definitely be in one of those squares where you simplify it. The goal is to simplify it so you can just undo stuff. You have parentheses and you have fractions and you have multiple x's or multiple variables all the way through it. How do you undo these? Then you are down to adding and subtracting once you've simplified it, and then multiplication and division. This should definitely go in a square, and take some of those problems from this exercises and put them in here and highlight them. Work out several examples so that you have a visual representation of what we have done in this unit. We have also done word problems, applications. So over on this side, you could do some applications where you are translating. That was one thing we worked on. Where you have percent problems, forward and back. Yeah, where you have shapes that you have to worry about, using those formulas and sticking those numbers in. And you could even draw a few of them over here and put some examples down there. You have the interest rate and the savings plan things that you can put in down here, savings or loans. That's great. You can take those and put it down in here, how much it costs to do that. Put everything of the important stuff that you would like to remember in here. And this visual representation, this visual chart, will help you so that when you take the exam, you'll be prepared for it. And it will keep it in your mind so that you can use it for practical application later on.